Yay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's Monday. It's a few minutes after noon, and you are here with Seth and Carly for another installment of the Attractions Podcast. Welcome.
Yay. On a
Good.
Monday.
Yes, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hope you had a great weekend.
Oh, yeah. Did you?
I did. I got to do a couple fun things that we'll chat
Ooh.
about in a second. Honestly, it's been too hot for theme parks, even still here.
Oh,
But I did some theme park adjacent things. So,
yay.
um, did you have a quiet week at home? No traveling?
Yes.
Good
I
for
mean,
you.
just because I've been sick so much lately,
Yeah.
I'm hibernating till my
You
next
you're
festivity.
still struggling to get over all
I
the way from
know.
that trip to Germany,
I
right?
know. I know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Hershey Park this week. I need
Oh,
to,
okay.
yeah.
Are you all right? I
I'm
can't wait to hear about that.
self-quarantined.
Yeah. Well, let's say hi to some folks who have joined us here in the quarantine. In Derek's corner, we've got Orange Blossom and Tails. Welcome, and it wouldn't be a show without Michael Bingham. Very
Yes.
excited. Good to see you, Michael. Well, we've got a few folks here in the chat. Few folks jumping into. Skywalker Brian was looking forward to the Epic Universe series. It's supposed to come out tomorrow. Yes, we will be chatting. I'm slipping that in into the intro. A
Yeah.
little mention of that in our updates before we jump into the main news this week. But thank you for joining us, Brian. Thank you for all of you who are tuning in. And what do you say? Are you ready to kick this thing off?
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it in 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Carly, I hope you have had a relaxing week. How have you been?
Yes, I have been fabulous. I have been holed up, just relaxing, enjoying a few days, not traveling. I am re-binging Stranger Things to get ready for the
Getting
final
ready for the new season. Yep.
I got up to 3,
Okay.
so 3 is my favorite. And I'm getting ready. I'm going to Hershey Park this week to go to Dark Nights. So I have been studying the food guide, and I'm going to be staying in the brand new villas. There.
Well, I can't wait to hear all about that. I love
Yes.
Hershey Park. It's been too long since I've made it up there. So.
I love it so much. It's a tradition with my family to go every year. We used to go in the spring, but now that their Halloween programming is so elevated with the addition of Dark Nights in the daytime, and there's also a shack overlay.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, the laugh track, which is the indoor roller coaster.
Oh, yes, Shaq, the basketball player.
Yes,
I was like an old wooden building. What?
No,
Yes,
no.
yes. The laugh track indoor
track.
wild mouse spinning coaster, which
Yes.
is pretty well themed for Hershey Park on a normal time. They've added a Shaq theme overlay. I can't wait to hear about that.
Yes, I'm very excited. So I'm going to be heading to that this week and getting ready with all, spooky season is in full swing.
Oh, for sure. Yes, I know all about spooky season. I did not spend a lot of time in any theme parks. I took a swing through Universal, and after 2 hours, I had to nope out because it's still hot here in Orlando.
So hot.
Still hot and humid. But I did a couple nighttime activities that are sort of theme park adjacent. Last night, I drove out to Winter Haven, which is about an hour from Orlando, to do the Ominous Descent, which is this independent haunt. If you want an independent haunt that is unapologetic and aggressive and original and long, that is one that I highly, highly recommend. Yes, you might drive an hour each way, but you will wait an hour in line for each of the haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights anyway.
Que sera, yeah.
And the great thing about this is they send people through in groups as small as one person and no larger than 5 or 6 people. and they give a full 2 minutes in between groups. So the actors really have time to reset.
Yeah.
They have great interactions where it's not just one actor popping out of a boo hole in each room, but you have multiple actors who are able to tag team. Lots of gore, lots of really disgusting environments. It doesn't feel safe and polished the way a Universal or Haunt does. It feels raw and real.
I like the gritty.
Yes. And they added a bonus this year. There's a 5-minute escape room, and you wouldn't think you could do much in 5 minutes in an escape room, but it was actually very clever and had some jump scares built in that made it a really nice bonus. So,
wow. So you said this is one house. How long is it?
It took about 10 minutes to get through the house. So it was about 3 times the length almost of your average Halloween Horror Nights house, and mix of indoors and outdoors. And it's got an original story, got original characters, really well done. My favorite part is they have a extended scene where you walk through a swamp with a laser light and fog, making it feel like you're walking through water up to your chest. And then the actors hide below the surface of the fog, and so they can pop out just right in front of you.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that is my number one all-time any Halloween event favorite effect. It is so good.
It is the best implementation of a fog swamp, a laser swamp that I've ever seen. So
I love that.
Worth the drive if you are a hardcore Haunt fan. And then the other thing I did this weekend is you can't have Halloween without the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which just turned 50 years old.
Yes.
Big celebrations going on all over the country. The screening that I went to over the weekend was the first time that Rocky Horror has been screened in 4DX. With it is already an interactive movie. For years, people have been spraying water inside the theaters. Well, now you have water spraying like a rainstorm from the ceiling, with strobe lights and wind effects and bursts of air coming out of your chair, leg ticklers, and most importantly, seats that moved harder than I have ever experienced in any of the action movies I've seen. But not usually a 4DX movie, if you've ever seen one, they usually move the seats to kind of match the camera movement, so you feel like you're there as the eye of the camera.
Right.
They matched the seat movement to the choreography of the dancing and the movement of the actors. So when Riff Raff during the time warp does kick, your whole seat kicks. You do a jump to the left and a step to the right, whether you want to or not.
Wow. I've never had the guts to do one of these, but I've seen videos. It looks wild.
The audience was literally shrieking from how, and it's not like if you've ever done D-Box, you can dial the intensity of your seat up or down. At 4DX, you're just along for the ride, and it was quite a ride. When Meatloaf is driving his motorcycle around during Hot Patootie, it felt like Star Tours.
Wow.
Was
this a one night only thing? I feel like people need to do this.
I know it was screened through the weekend. I don't know if it's also running maybe over Halloween weekend. Check your local listings if you have the opportunity to see this. And of course, the Rich Weirdos, the local shadow cast that I was the first producer of, they were also in attendance. But to be honest, it was hard to pay much attention to the live actors when your entire seat is bouncing around. It was quite an experience.
God, I feel like I need to be like under the influence.
Audience participation, whether you want it or not. It was something. That's all right. Well, before we jump into our news in the queue, I did want to give some brief updates, as was mentioned during our pre-show from one of our listeners. The documentary Epic Ride, the story of Universal theme parks, that was supposed to be screening on Peacock starting tonight, will not be screening now until November 17th. They did not give us a formal explanation for that, but we can infer that that is probably related to the fatality on Stardust Racers that we have discussed last week. And to give a very brief update on that, I want to make a correction. I had said that there were reports that the gentleman who passed away had ridden it 5 or 6 times previously. That had been reported in several legitimate news sources, but according to his family's attorney at a press conference, he stated that it was the first time that he had ridden it. So until we have evidence come out either way, I'll leave that at that.
Absolutely. But I think they said they're checking footage to see.
Yeah. So, other than that, no new updates other than another lawsuit related to Stardust Racer, someone else claiming an injury, was quickly settled this past week. No new information on when the attraction might reopen. All right, so we will move on now and jump straight into the news in the queue. All right, first up in this week's news in the queue, Universal Fan Fest Nights was a big hit for its inaugural edition last year. It is coming back in 2026, and one of the new experiences will be a mashup of Scooby-Doo and Universal's classic monsters.
I love this. Oh my God, I think I shrieked when I saw the voice go out.
I think I heard it all the way from here when you did. Yeah.
I'm not even like a Scooby-Doo fan, but like it's just such a cool mashup. There's so much to do.
Scooby-Doo is one of those properties that's been around Universal from the early days and just, is still, I think, relevant to each new generation. They always find a new way of, reviving interest in it. And this will certainly revive interest. This is going to be, quote, an innovative mashup of Scooby-Doo x Universal monsters that will take guests onto Universal's iconic backlot. Now, at last year's Fan Fest Nights, they on the backlot where Back to the Future was shot, they had a Back to the Future experience. I don't believe that Back to the Future experience is going to return. So this might be a substitute backlot experience for that.
I was trying to think about this because obviously the Back to the Future segment was probably one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life. I was hoping it returns because they do say that there will be some returning experiences. We don't know what. So I was thinking about this. They could possibly do both and have this be at the Psycho House and the War of the World set.
Oh, that's interesting. Psycho House and War of the World set.
I don't know.
The place I would love to see this would be, I believe it's called the Court of Angels. It's where the original Universal Monster films were shot. And
that's like the Little Europe area.
Little Europe area, And I've never been able to walk around there. They don't use that as part of the Terror Tram walking area.
I did it once on a VIP tour, and it's so eerie because it's so old, and you can just feel it.
So if they could have a Scooby-Doo experience with the classic monsters where the classic monster movies were filmed, that would be incredible.
Yes. So my only hope that Back to the Future will come back is the event was so short-lived last year. Since it was the first year, there was only like a really super low amount of dates. It wasn't like Halloween Horror Nights. So I'm fingers crossed that the buzz from that and just how well received that specific experience was, that they'll be able to do both. I mean, they could do both. There's opportunity,
Yeah. No, it would be. I would love to see them both happen. Last year there was also exclusive experiences in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Super Nintendo World, and they had a Dungeons and Dragons and Star Trek walkthrough experiences. So
good, yeah.
Pre-sale tickets are now available. You can buy them now through December 17th. If you buy pre-sale, you get a collectible event medallion. And pricing is starting at $74. So if you don't want to wait for the announcement of all of the experiences, want to jump on it now, be a great time to save a little money. You might also want to check out on our website, on our YouTube. They recently featured Scooby-Doo and the Ghost Clown at Volcano Bay Nights. And we've got some footage from that we've talked about previously.
It's a Scooby-Doo era.
Scooby-Doo's having a comeback. Next up, SeaWorld San Diego is
San
getting.
Antonio.
I'm sorry, San Antonio. I apologize. SeaWorld San Antonio is getting a new thrill ride in 2026, and we know almost nothing about it.
Yes, I read the headline and I go, wait, was I like asleep during this
Right.
announcement last week? Because we have other big announcements of attractions. And then I was like, oh, wait, it's an announcement of an announcement.
Right. This is about as minimalist a press release as we can offer. But a new family-friendly thrill ride is coming to the San Antonio park sometime in 2026. This is kind of a leak buried in a press release just talking about the benefits for annual pass holders next year. Just sort of snuck in there that there'd be an all-new thrilling family-friendly attraction. More details to come soon. No clue what the theme will be, what the style will be, indoors, outdoors. Your guess is as good as mine. I have never
haven't really
been to
seen
this
any
park.
rumblings about this, so
I've never been to this park, so I can't really say what this park needs. But I'm thinking any park in Texas could probably use more indoor air-conditioned attractions.
yes, the hottest place on earth.
And next up, speaking of Texas, at Six Flags over Texas, a new record-breaking coaster is on its way. Tormenta Rampaging Run will open in 2026 as the world's first Giga dive coaster from B&M.
Yes, I
and
have to
know
show
a
you.
lot of
I'm
people
wearing
are.
my Tormento shirt.
Oh, did they sent you?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yes.
so you probably know more about this
Yes, I
coaster
did
than
watch.
I do.
Yeah, I watched the press conference for this.
All right.
This was already heavily rumored, like the name and stuff was out there because of people finding the permits.
Mhm.
But we really learned last week all the details, and this is breaking so many records.
Right. I know
So I
people.
feel like this is really a park that's kind of gone under the radar. And I know that I haven't been, but everyone says there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So hopefully this will pull it forward.
Yeah, I know people are excited about this based just on the stats and the renderings. The first thing is, did they explain exactly what a giga coaster is? I know what a hyper coaster is.
So I think they're not using the Giga because
Okay.
the drop is not 309 feet. I don't know. I saw people fighting about this on X.
Uh-huh.
So there's something
Yeah.
to do with
Is it a giga coaster or not?
Yeah,
Right.
and so because like Fury 325 is 325-degree drop, but
Right.
this is over 300 feet, but the drop isn't. I don't know. It's semantics.
It is. It is. So yeah, I think the usual definition is a coaster that's between 300 and 399 feet
Yes.
is what's considered a giga. Let's just say that this is going to be the world's tallest dive coaster
Yes.
at a peak of 309, and also the world's tallest drop for a dive coaster at a total of 385 feet. So I guess the difference is they need some room for the footers so that you don't end up in the parking lot.
Exactly.
Right. But it's also going to have the world's tallest vertical coaster loop at 179 feet and the highest Immelman inversion at 218 feet. That's a lot of records. It's also a long coaster. Dive coasters a lot of the times are kind of one-trick ponies. Like you get that good dive and maybe a few elements and you're done. But this is
That's kind of how I feel about the SeaWorld San Diego one. I enjoy it, but you get what you get.
Yeah, but this is 4,199 feet, which is a substantial length for a coaster. And you're going to also hit a record 87 miles per hour on that dive. So pretty fast.
Let's go, but not in the summer.
Yeah. My big question for this, to be honest, B&M used to be the gold standard for smoothness on big coasters. They were just known for riding just glass smooth. And just in the last few years, we've had a lot of issues with their new builds being rough from the start. And I'm just thinking if Penguin Trek, which is this little family coaster that's under 100 feet tall, was so rough on opening day, what is this going to feel like going down 309 feet?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. I would like to try this because I do enjoy dive coasters, but yeah, that loop too looks brutal.
Yeah, it's I think this has potential to be maybe a little too intense, if such a thing is possible. But we will know in 2026 when this opens up, and hopefully maybe one of us will get to try it out.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, here's a coaster that I think I will be a little more comfortable riding. Though I don't know, it might be a little tight. This is the Galacticoaster.
You're tall.
Yeah. I have trouble honestly squeezing into pretty much all of Legoland's coasters, and so we'll
They're
see if
compact.
Galacticoaster is an exception, because it is a new indoor family coaster coming to both Legoland, Florida, and Legoland, California, in 2026. That is designed for families with children ages 2 through 12. But the concept art does show mom and dad riding with the kids, so hopefully they are screaming with joy and not pain at the ride restraints.
All I know is that I love the branding and marketing
Yeah.
materials for this. It's really fun. So hopefully there's really good merch. And I like that it's a lot more than just a coaster. It's going to be an entire themed area. So it's, extending from just the ride.
Yeah. This is part of a $90 million investment that Merlin is
Wow.
making between these two coasts. And it's not just the indoor coaster, which is going to be the first new coaster that Legoland Florida has built since opening. But it's also, like you said, going to be a full land. In Florida, we're getting Spaceport 885, and in California, they're getting Spaceport 886. They'll both be a little different. They're themed after two different classic Lego space sets. But they're both going to be built around this new coaster and have some other smaller play attractions and dining and merch.
Yeah, it looks really fun and definitely a good reason to go back. I love Legoland.
Yeah.
They're all really fun.
I always have to I have to recruit new small children. It's so funny that my friends' kids who I took to Legoland as my guinea pigs when it first opened. I took them to the haunted house. They're both 19, 20 years old, and make me feel really old.
No,
So I
the
need
last time I
to
went, it
find
was
new
just-
children to take to Legoland.
I did an adults only trip and it was the best. And I will
Yeah.
tell you, there was a heck of a lot of people that were just on adults only trips and a lot of couples staying in the hotel. So I felt vindicated.
All right, you didn't feel awkward. Good.
Yeah.
Well, the opening date for this is next year, but the exact date is still TBD. So we will keep you posted as Galacticoaster nears its launch. And last but not least, we are going to finish off the news in Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, where they have also slipped out word about what they are calling their most significant expansion in a decade, which is coming in 2026 in the form of a new animal habitat and potentially some new rides. But again, we know almost nothing because this slipped out in a press release about annual pass holder benefits.
So do you think we can call this like the Epic Universe effect? Everyone is announcing that they're expanding and there's
Yeah.
record-breaking rides. I mean, it's
I
everything. Dollywood, everything.
I mean, we have seen this over and over every time, whether it is Universal launching the original Wizarding Worlds or Disney building Pandora and Star Wars. Every time one of the big players makes something big, other companies, they don't want to lie down and play dead. They want to capture attention. And it's ultimately good for the guests, that kind of competition, that kind of cycle. So again, we don't really know what this is going to be, but they did say that this is going to be their most significant expansion in over a decade, and annual pass members will be able to be the first ones to get access to it in 2026.
Whatever it may be.
Whatever it may be. We again, just like with the SeaWorld attraction, for this Busch Gardens attraction, don't know what animals will be featured. Don't know what these thrilling new attractions that they're teasing are. But we do know that they have just announced a new event, which is Glory in the Gardens. It's a Christian music festival That doesn't sound too dissimilar from the Rocket the Universe or the old Night of Joy that Disney used to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it for sure.
Yep. We will definitely keep you posted on this, as well as that suspended track dark ride coming to Busch Gardens Sister Park, SeaWorld Orlando. That's also coming 2026, and we talked about that last week. All right, I believe that is going to just about bring us to the end of the news in the queue. But before we jump into the main attraction, let us hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
And while we're at it, did you know we have a new magazine?
Yeah.
Our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe Grand Opening issue. Now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
And for this week's main attraction, Halloween is still a month away, which means, of course, we have to start talking about Christmas. And where better to start than Jollywood Nights, which is coming back to Disney Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World. And we have a breakdown of where to meet all of the exclusive characters so you can start planning out your night of standing in extremely long lines for a 10-second meet and greet.
Oh God, I can't wait for their more experimentation with other character ways, but I know people love this.
I mean, these are characters that you can't find anywhere else in Walt Disney World. Some of these are the only time you're going to get to meet them unless you go to another park, sometimes in another country.
Yeah.
So people build their nights at Jollywood Night. There's a whole lot of entertainment. There's a whole lot of attractions. There's lots of stuff to do. But there are plenty of people who build their entire event night around greeting these characters. So if you want to start planning your night, we've got a breakdown to meet them, including the new characters that are being added for 2025 and the exclusive characters that you can't meet anywhere else. I encourage you to go to attractionsmagazine.com. If you're planning on attending the event, you might want to, download or print out this and start making a checklist for yourself.
Agreed, because there truly is a lot to do with this event, especially when you factor in the specialty food and beverage. So it's about priorities.
Yeah, there's no way
where they are.
No way to pack all of this into one night. But pick and choose your priorities. And if you are a fan of the Three Caballeros, you're going to want to probably start out near Rock and Roller Coaster, where Jose and Panchito, normally they're in the Mexico boat ride, but they've escaped from Epcot to do a meet and greets, and they're going to be joined for the first time by Miguel from Coco. I love
this Miguel character. It's such a great character.
Yeah. And when I say joined, let me clarify. These characters usually rotate. I don't usually get them together. This photo here we've got is a publicity photo. Usually you're going to get either Jose or Panchito. So you might have to wait in line twice if you want to meet both of them.
Oh boy.
Echo Lake is always a great spot to meet characters during these events. And in addition to Chippendale and Powerline Max and Stitch, you're also going to get Phineas and Ferb, who I think back in the day used to meet in Epcot, but haven't been in the parks in a long time. Plus King Louie and Baloo in their Tailspin costumes.
Yes, and that is always a very popular character stop.
You've got, speaking of costumes, Mickey and Minnie are going to be in their holiday costumes inside Red Carpet Dreams. I don't think that the Mandalorian and Grogu have Life Day costumes yet. I would love to see them wearing one of those Wookiee robes from
I
the end of the
know.
holiday
I wish
special.
we had more of a hoopla.
I think it
It's
would be. I think
crazy.
Chewbacca walking around in a Life Day robe would be a genius meet and greet.
It would
I know.
be
I
so
bought a
instant effective.
I bought a stuffed Chewbacca in a Life Day robe years ago. The first time
Wait,
they did.
I have that
Celebrated.
too. I
Yeah.
bought it at Disney Springs.
Yeah, I wish they would lean into that more.
Yeah.
Or better yet, a B. Arthur meet and greet.
Oh,
She could be in Oga's Cantina singing songs. I would line up for that. Toy Story Land, you can meet Lotso from Toy Story 3. And the locations that we do not yet know of are Goofy and Pluto, Donald and Daisy, but most importantly, we do not
Our
yet
Lord and
know
Savior.
where to find Saint Duffy, the Disney bear, dressed as Santa, as if he isn't adorable enough normally.
know.
You slap a Santa hat on him. Yeah, that is easily going to be the longest line in the park. And maybe it's like Art the Clown. Like, they don't want people to know where he is because he's just going to get mobbed like the Beatles in Hard Day's Night.
True.
So they're hiding his location to the last minute. So as soon as we know, we'll clue you in.
The most
if you-
wanted man.
Yeah. If you want to experience the characters at Jollywood Nights without waiting in a line,
Yes.
we recommend checking out the Pixar Disco Dance Party over at Pixar Plaza because you'll be able to bump into Mike Wazowski along with Frozone and Edna Mode from Incredibles and Joy from Inside Out without having to stand in line. They pretty much just kind of hang around. You get to actually interact and dance with them instead of just posing for pictures. It's kind of a more memorable experience. And of course, there's the live shows. My number one pick for I haven't been to this event, but the thing I'd most want to see is the Disney Holidays in Hollywood at the Theater of the Stars because it stars Kermit and Miss Piggy along with Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and that's a mashup I need to see.
Absolutely. This was one of my favorite things when I have gone. Of course, and seeing the Muppets is just special. So,
Absolutely. Tiana and Belle also appear in that show. And over at the Hyperion Theater, they do the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along with appearances from Oogie Boogie and Jack Skellington in puppet form, which is a super cool figure.
absolutely. And then again, this goes back to you have to make a list in advance and make a game plan because I've never even gotten to do this Nightmare Before Christmas because there's so much.
Yeah. You're going to want, if you purchase tickets, which are now available, you're going to want to keep an eye on the My Disney Experience app because that is where you're going to find the exact locations and appearance times during your event. And that can change at any time.
Yes.
All right.
I'm eagerly awaiting the foodie guide and if
Yes.
the Hollywood Brown Derby is going to come back.
Oh, yes. I heard great things about that experience. If you are trying to decide between whether you want to do Jollywood Nights or the Very Merry Christmas Party over in Magic Kingdom, we have a guide to picking between them up on our website at attractionsmagazine.com. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of the show, but we want to take a look back at any comments, and I'm going to give the first and the last comment to Michael Bingham. Jollywood Nights, the countdown to his birthday has officially begun. I'm glad to hear it's on your schedule to attend. It will be your first time. Want to hear back from you about what you thought. And before we go, we want to thank our sponsors, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Please be sure to purchase your copy of that Epic Universe magazine at our website. And please give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you happen to listen to us. And give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, please be sure to follow us on attractionsmagazine.com and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media platforms. Carly, where can folks find you on the interweb?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find me at skuberskian at The Unofficial Guides and order copies of my 2026 guidebooks at theunofficialguides.com. And until next time, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. And we will see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.